Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I forget what day this is, maybe day 3 or day 4, but we have 20 subscribers now. So anyways, yeah, this episode is nobody talks about how hard it is to start over. And okay, yeah, so today I wanted to talk about something that I think a lot of people experience but not enough people talk about, which is starting over. Whether it's a new job, a new relationship, moving somewhere new, losing friends, finding new friends maybe, leaving a situation that wasn't healthy, or simply becoming a different version of yourself. And nobody talks about how hard it is to start over. And they always talk about the exciting parts, like the new beginning, fresh start, new chapter, whatever, yeah. And yes, those things can be exciting, but what they don't talk about is that starting over sometimes comes with grief. And you could be excited about your future and you can still miss your past. And you can know you're making the right decision and you can still feel sad about it. And you can leave something behind that was hurting you and still mourn for what could have been. And I think that's one of the hardest parts. So because we're starting over, or if you're starting over right now, we are not just getting something new, but we're also letting go of something old, okay? And letting go is rarely easy. It just isn't. And sometimes starting over means walking away from people that you thought would always be there for you and always be in your life. And sometimes it means admitting that the dream you had or was planning on doing or whatever isn't your dream anymore. And sometimes it means leaving a version of yourself behind. And that's scary. It just is. Because even when we're unhappy, the familiar feels safe and the unknown doesn't. The unknown asks you to trust yourself, and the unknown asks us to believe that better things exist even when we can't see them yet, and that is difficult. I think the reason that people struggle so much with starting over is because nobody talks about the awkward middle part of it. Everyone sees it before, everyone sees it after, but nobody sees the middle, the awkward middle part. The part where you're questioning every single thing that you do, the part where you're wondering if you made a mistake, if you just go back, the part where you're feeling lonely. Sorry guys. The part where nothing feels settled, and the part that you're trying to build a life that doesn't even exist yet. And that's the part I'm talking about. The part where you're not who you used to be, but you're not who you're yet becoming. Does that make sense? So you're not who you used to be, but you're also not the person that you're trying to be yet. You're in the middle, the in-between, the unknown, whatever. And that space can feel very uncomfortable, but I think that's where the growth happens. So try not to be discouraged if you're in the beginning or in the middle, wherever you're at. Try not to be discouraged, okay? So I want to say that growth can feel uncertain, messy, confusing, and sometimes it even feels like failure, especially if you're in the in-between. But just because something feels difficult doesn't mean that it's wrong. It doesn't mean you should quit like working on it or whatever. Work on who you're trying to become. And I wish more people talked about that. I wish more people admit that starting over can be the bravest thing you'll ever do, because that would have been good information for me, I feel like. I don't know. Because you're choosing uncertainty over comfort. You're choosing growth over familiar. I can't say the word. We're just gonna skip that sentence. You're choosing yourself even when it's hard, okay? That's the point. And that takes courage. And if you're currently in this season of starting over, I want you to hear this, okay? It's okay if you don't have everything figured out. It's okay if you miss what you left behind. It's okay if some days feel better than others, because healing isn't linear, growth isn't linear, life isn't linear, okay? You don't need to have all the answers right now, and you just need to keep taking the next step. And one day you'll look back and realize that the thing that felt like your life was falling apart for was actually your life making room for something new. I had to look back at my computer, y'all. And maybe starting over isn't proof that you failed. Maybe it's proof that you're brave enough to start again. And honestly, that's something you should be proud about. So, yeah, thank you for listening. And I just really thought this episode was important because I feel like it ties in with my new YouTube channel. Because this is the awkward middle part for me. But anyways, thank you for listening. If you're starting over then with anything, then good luck. Bye. Hello everyone, we're back with another episode. She loves me, guys, I promise. But so on today's episode, we're gonna be talking about how brain fart. Anyways, we're gonna be talking about things that nobody talks about.